So about this obsession with scientific method or science. Science is very limited or limiting. Science is about something that can be measured. You are not scientific. Why? Can you imagine that you might be reduced to something that is measurable? Can you imagine this phenomena or image of you if you would be constructed or made with something that measurable? It would be a very pitiful image of you, really. Because there's so much about you that is not measurable yet or will never be. And being stuck with science and scientific method, why would you like to be stuck in it, in this limiting human method? If you believe that humans were made by humans somehow in the very beginning, then scientific method is the way from the beginning to like, I don't know, I cannot even go there. If the scientific method was the method to make humans, which doesn't make sense, the world would be much less richer than it is. But the point is, the scientific method is about something that can be measured, and reality is so much more richer than that. We live in the world that we cannot measure in the most part. And to progress, to innovate, we cannot be stuck in science. I understand that to progress and innovate, we need science to share the innovation, it's like a language between scientists. But to be limited by scientific method, no, it's a dead end. And yeah, it's not scientific. It's a very shitty argument. It's not scientific. Like, okay, you are not scientific. You are not scientific as human being, but you're a magnificent being by yourself, right? Even though you're not scientific. So to have great innovations and discoveries, they don't need to be scientific. It's time to invite intuition and trust in something that beyond scientific method, and to invite trust in communicating those discoveries that are not based on scientific method, because scientific method and science is a language kind of for communication. So we can invite and start to use other language for communication, something more deep between human beings, between animals, like between other beings on the planet. And our human language is also limiting. So we need to be open for communication on other levels, and be it energy, frequency, non-verbal communication, like with cats. Yoda, come, Yoda. Okay, no pushing. But how we communicate with animals, we observe them, we use our bodies, we use our tone of voice, we use our language, but it doesn't really mean anything to to them, maybe some phonetical similarities for them mean something. So we can communicate to animal world. We can, if we believe in the intention. We can communicate to plant world, and there are many examples that people can, and be it in the ceremonial ritual settings with mushrooms, plants to get to other states of consciousness, or just growing plants and communicating with them, and plants kind of responding to your communication. There are examples. So we can communicate with our other beings and plants as beings. That kind of level, and science cannot measure a lot of those things, because experiments with scientific methods, experiments should be repeatable, and they are not always repeatable. Why? If we take quantum approach, quantum is about possibilities. It is about a lot, like enormous amount of possibilities, and how plausible is to get repeatable results in that amount of possibilities. And was just to prove the point, you need to influence that kind of repetition, which is almost not possible in quantum approach. So you just mostly go with the flow, you adjust to the flow of reality. As I understand, like quantum approach, it's not about modeling the reality. You more like you go with the reality, you're part of it, you adjust to it, and you being one with that. Less control, more adjustment. And the success here is not about control, but about trust and alignment. And alignment gives you opportunity to get those opportunities, get into those possibilities. That's the success in quantum approach. So it's not about control anymore. And since our world is getting faster and faster, and the speed is not under our control anymore, and the illusion of control is already dissolved. Well, some people try to stay disillusioned, or like in this illusion for some reason, like I mean for psychological reason. It's safer to be delusional sometimes. For psychology, it's safer to be stupid than go with the reality. But classical approach doesn't cover current reality. So we need to switch to quantum approach already in many spheres, in psychological, sociological, physics. In like it's time. Technology, people are trying to adjust. So I'm really looking forward to that reality. And as humans, we can train ourselves to see the world from different lenses, from quantum lens. And today I was listening to a podcast with Chase Hughes. he's very good about the brain, and he's experimenting with all different psychedelics, DMT drugs. He has some issues with his brain, so he's very interested in the brain development and brain hacks from very personal perspective to heal his issues with the brain and to understand the brain, how it works. So his insights and his understandings are like whew. And the podcast title was "We Forgot that we are gods." He cited several times Alan Watts, and probably the book titled "The Book" that I read, and it's a brilliant book. It's very small, but it's a brilliant book, and it's like a new Bible. I mean, I'm not religious, but it's the book for new life, to understand how the world works. And yeah, we are gods essentially, but to have fun and to live our lives and not be bored, we need to forget that we are gods. And the condition of the game of life is that we forget that we are gods. But to be awakened is to remember that we are gods. So it's quite kind of a game. One thing he said, and I totally agree. I mean, I knew it before about morality. There's a Rumi's phrase, quote, that there is a field beyond good and bad, and I will meet you there, something like that. I read this quote when I was in university. In the book about counter-terrorism. I was in, I don't know, I don't remember which course I was taking, but it was a book about counter-terrorism, and it was when 2001 9/11 happened. I was in the university, and probably I decided to write a paper about this. So yeah, the point was that somebody's terrorist is, for someone is terrorist, for someone is patriot. That's the analogy. So counter-terrorism unit is the terrorists for another part. Anyway, about the morality, if we remember that we are one, all people are one, like the universe is mental, is one brain, one mind, or one consciousness, as I understand, like conscious quantum field, and we, each of us, is a state of this quantum field, a unique state to live our life through unique experiences. If we remember that we are one, we don't need morality. We don't need it, because we know that each other person is me too. So why would I do bad to me, myself? And morality is basically dividing something and somebody to bad or good. So it's division. But the game is about black and white, switch on and off. So the duality, the game is about duality. That's why we need on and off, day and night, good and bad. And this I don't remember, Marx Dualism. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. I don't remember how it's called. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis, and then thesis. Anyway, that's how it goes, how the progress goes. Dialectics, how it goes, how we progress. Anyway, so what's the point? Quantum approach is our future. We better get connected to nature because it's our fuel, it's our soul, and we are the nature, and our safety net, our regulated nervous system is fed from nature. And in today's world, with phones, screens, all the stuff from the screens, you can literally cut off everything from the screens and go to nature, and it will be safe to do that. You will not lose anything, believe me. I don't watch TV for 25 years. From the beginning it was like, oh, what I'm going to talk about with people, how I will be living without knowing what's going on in the world. Like, easy, because it's all theater, it's all like staged. The news will come to you, those news that you will need. You will not be able to go away from them. Like, they will come to you filtered to perfection. And you will respond with your body, because your body is decision-making mechanism according to human design, but I think it's what our bodies are here for. If we are the one, but we are unique manifestations of the one, and we have unique experiences through our bodies, then our bodies are decision-making mechanisms. So believe your body, keep your body healthy, keep your body moving, listen to your body. That's it. You don't need screens. You need nature, because your body is part of the nature.